Hey everybody, it's me, Zach. This is Potato, and welcome back to our channel. Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and hi, hello. We're back again today because, well, not because Amberlynn posted anything, but because I'm going to revisit our girl, Life plus Cindy. Now, I was covering her last year, maybe around this time. Was that last year? Was that 2023? I don't know. It feels like centuries ago, but I'm pretty sure it was like the beginning of 2023. I covered Miss Life plus Cindy. I think I have a playlist of videos that I covered for her. If you want some like backstory in terms of who she is, what's up with her, what's going on. But over time, I've gotten a lot of requests to revisit her, to give my thoughts and opinions. And honestly, the reason I stopped covering her wasn't necessarily because of anything she did. It was mostly that she posted a lot, and I was trying to keep up with other things that I cover on my channel, from like the 1,000 Pound Sisters to Amberlynn, obviously, to Chantal, whoever, whatever, and so, like, I just had to prioritize different things. Eventually, I think I got just, like, a little bit behind on her content and felt like I was in a place that I couldn't really catch up and have all the facts, figures, and numbers for everybody over here on my channel if, like, you didn't keep up with her yourself. But maybe a too long didn't watch summary of it all is that I found her long time ago when she was just a simming channel. She actually has returned to playing The Sims. I don't know if she posts on Pleasant Sims all that often. In fact, I don't know at all because I don't follow her on there anymore. But I do follow her on Twitch, and she does stream on Twitch her playing The Sims now. So I do occasionally stop into those because that's how I originally found her years ago. But when I found her vlogging channel last year, I found her in the middle of, like, a really messy, like, breakup, divorce from her husband. I think divorce and question mark, because I'm not even sure she's actually, like, officially divorced from him, like, legally on paper, but she's definitely no longer living with that husband. It was a whole messy situation type of deal. And the other thing that I found so interesting about her when I found her is that she was an avid follower of the carnivore diet. She is a big proponent of it. I think for a while, maybe she was introducing some more veggies and stuff into her life. I think at the request of a boyfriend that I've totally missed out on covering. I like stopped shortly after she like officially ended things with the husband. And then she started dating some man that I only know as Limbs. That was like the nickname that the internet gave him, that the subreddits that cover Cindy gave him. And I think he's out of the picture now because the video I wanted to watch with you all today is called I Met Someone and I'm Going on a Date. Plus, and this is the big plus because this is actually what I'm most interested in, making carnivore pizza, parentheses, Meatza, end parentheses, squiggly line, daily vlog. I love the wackadoodle things that people make and create while eating either a carnivore or keto diet. Mostly because if you don't know anything about me, I haven't mentioned it on my channel in a while, I don't think. But back in the day, I did keto for like 2 years of my life. And I might have even had a couple videos way at the beginning of my channel where I shared like keto grocery hauls and like maybe like attempts at keto mukbangs or something like that. So I'm just always fascinated by what the community that I no longer participate in is eating, you know, because a Meatza sounds fascinating to me. And or also not necessarily something that is out of the realm of possibilities when I think about the things I used to see people make on the keto diet, you know? So I'm curious to see what that will bring us. But yeah, mostly we're just here to react to this video. It is an older video. It's posted 5 days ago, and I think she's posted 2 other videos since then. But like I said, I really got to see the Meatza. It's also a long video. It's 31 minutes long, a little over. So I'm probably not going to keep all parts of this in there if I don't find them interesting or I don't have anything to say about it. And I also have her on 1.25 speed, but if I feel like that's too fast or too slow, we might adjust the speed as we go. But just in case anybody's like, why is she talking so fast? That's why I've sped her up. And that's mostly just to save me time. That's mostly just to save me time. So as long as it doesn't feel like it's gonna be a distraction for people who are watching, we're gonna keep her sped up. I think that's all I got, so let's just get to, shall we?
Good morning, y'all. Welcome to another vlog. I just got back from taking the dogs out for their walk this morning, and it is drizzling outside, so my hair's still a little bit wet. It's a nice, lovely, cool, rainy spring day here today. My favorite kind of days. But before we do anything else, I desperately need some coffee. All right, so let's go see what flavor in Door County we're gonna get to.
But first, coffee. I love a but first coffee, girl. Let's go. Let's get your coffee, girl.
I'm really excited to try this one. All right, pouring in the water. Brew now! And of course, while we wait for the coffee to brew, I'm going to consult my magical almanac, which will always be linked in the description box below if you want to check it out. So
great. Stunning. She is a magical girly. I don't, no disrespect, but I don't know that I care about whatever magic and witchcraft is happening today. Love that for you. We will move forward.
Yeah, y'all, the Scorpio full moon energy, it really had an effect on me this month. I felt like being incredibly impulsive. I did manage to sort of control my impulses, which is much better than I used to be able to do. And I didn't do any of the things that I thought about doing.
I am chiming in here for 2 seconds. I don't know anything. I'm not an astrology girly. I don't know what the moon is doing half the time. But I do feel like it could be important that she feels like the moon made her feel more impulsive, especially because she's getting ready to go on a date or she met somebody. You know, I feel like it's important to know. Also, maybe important to know that part of her story is also that she has BPD. And I think at different points on her channel, she's worked really hard to make some movements there, some progress in taking care of her BPD. And in other times, BPD is the explanation and reason she gives for a lot of like the impulsive behaviors that she takes part in and participates in. I don't have any judgment on her for having BPD, but I'm just sharing so that you have some context if you are just jumping in to Miss Cindy for the first time.
But I thought about them. That's all I'm gonna say about that. My impulse control has improved considerably since I started doing EMDR and like really taking my therapy and inner work and healing and stuff seriously. I've really been able to get a handle on my impulsivity, which was one of the things that caused so much destruction in my life. So I'm very proud of myself for that. I've actually made a lot of progress. But even though I do feel like I have a much better handle on my impulsivity, I did do one impulsive thing.
Oh,
and that is agree to go on a date with somebody. And I don't know if it was the full...
Now, girl, what did I just say? I just knew her being impulsive had something to do with the title of this video. Let's go. I want to hear more.
I don't know if it was the person. I don't know if it was just... I don't know why. But we're going to talk more about that in a minute because I hear that the coffee is ready. Okay, coffee is ready.
But first, coffee.
You can still smell the cinnamon. That's a good thing. Pour in a little cream. Give it a little stir. And now we taste. That's good.
I feel some type of way about drinking hot coffee with a straw. A metal straw at that. Like, I don't know, that's extremely judgmental and nitpicky on my part. But I'm alarmed. Is that not hot, girl? Sipping that through that metal straw? And down your throat? Down your windpipe? Well, I guess it shouldn't be going down the windpipe. You're probably choking if it's doing that. But you know?
It almost reminds me of Starbucks Cinnamon Dolce, just a little less pronounced of the cinnamon flavor because I think they're trying to put a sugar flavor in there, which I don't even know how you do that without sugar. But that's good. If you like cinnamon coffee, you'll like churro. I think that's my favorite one so far. S'mores, you're number 2 now. All right, I am ready for the day. An outfit of the day is my favorite Disturbia t-shirt with the flowers on it. Green t-shirt because the color of the day today is green. And
I feel like, why are we doing an outfit of the day? Because you look the same as you always do, bestie. I feel like any of the videos I used to cover could have been her wearing this exact same outfit.
Just some black leggings and docs. I'm going super casual again today. And yes, I know that you're waiting on the juicy part of this video, and it's coming as soon as I get back from the groomer.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, girl, give me them juicy bits. Give me that me espresso. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed with Sabrina Carpenter's espresso song. It's so, like, it's just so cloyingly, like, gay pop everything. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with that right now, and then just in general, Chapel Roan, in case you're wondering where I'm at musically. And then take those two things, and then just all the K-pop stuff still, obviously. Nothing's really changed there for me.
Well, y'all, I made it here to the dog groomers, and my dogs are so excited to go in. They're in my lap. They're ready to get out and go in. So
wait, she's really just putting her dog groomer on blast. Like, she's really just like, here's where I go. Here's the phone number to call. I could never. I don't know. Maybe I'm just on the wrong part of the internet. That I'm just like, I would never put that much information out about any business I frequent or go to regularly. I mean, I'm literally on the part of the internet where people are like discovering where Chantal goes to the dispensary and then like following up and going there too. Like, this is crazy behavior to me, to the extent that I'm like, should I, like, obviously she's already put this out there, but like, should I, maybe I'll just not show on the screen where she's at right now, and you'll just have to take my word for it. That's what she's showing in here. But it's also like she already put it out. This video is still live and up on her channel. That's crazy to me.
Take them in here to get their grooming. Back from the groomer, and I know you guys are ready for me to talk about this. And
let's get fucking to, girl. Give me the tea. What's up with this new man?
I'm getting serious. You know I'm getting serious when I sit up against the couch. It is serious couch chat time.
She does love to sit up next to a couch on a floor. So many of the old videos that I did cover of hers was her like weeping on the floor next to her couch.
I am going on a date. And here's how it happened. So, you know that I go to Oakland like almost every weekend. It's just something that I like to do. It's a fun place. I feel comfortable going by myself. And so I met somebody who actually works there. And they work like the same shift that I always, at the time that I always go there. So we just started kind of like talking over a couple of weeks, just like casually. We've just like run into each other and talk. And he like complimented my pentagram necklace. And I was like, oh wow. And then I noticed that he had like his nails painted black. So I was like, oh, I like your nails. And then we just started like casually talking and found out that we had a lot in common. He's also...
Wait, I'm also, like, I don't know what Oak Lawn is or whatever, but I also feel like, does Cindy use a lot of discretion in thinking about, like, what information she puts out there? Because is that, like, a place... It sounds like a place she frequents, and she said that he works at said place. Like, what, does she think through, like, does she fully think through the information she puts out there? And this is on the heels of her just, like, fully showing the places she takes her dogs to. I don't know, maybe she lives in a better, like, she's in a better part of the internet where people aren't heinous. I hope that's the case for her. It makes me so nervous for her. I don't know. I guess I'm just in a place where I share next to nothing about my life, and I follow people who have had to change the way that they share about themselves on the internet because people are crazy. And so I'm just like, I hope you don't put all of this man's business out on there. I do love the concept, though, in 2024 of, like, meeting somebody in person just by chance, not through a dating app. That feels like... refreshingly not modern. I can't talk. Refreshingly not modern, you know? Do you feel me? It feels very old-timey. I love it.
Pagan like me, which is why he complimented my necklace.
Oh, come on, Pagan.
We have a lot of similar taste in music. He did eventually...
The King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, or whatever. That was a band she was always trying to go see back in the day. I don't know if she's still a fan.
Asked for my number, and then we started to, like, text a little bit, and then he asked me out. So I said yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to be going out with him this weekend. So now, to answer all the questions that I know you have. Do I feel I'm ready for a relationship? No, I don't. I do not feel like I'm ready for a serious relationship at all. And
perfect. Seems like the right thing to do then is to go on a date with a man. Stunning. Although, you know, you can go on dates with people without the end goal being a serious relationship, you know? You can go, I mean, if you want to hook up with somebody or do something like that, like, that's your prerogative. Now, do I think that Cindy, from the things I've seen in the past, has the self-control to not end up in a relationship at the end of this if she's not ready? I surely don't, but you know, there are other things that you can do without being in a relationship.
I'm gonna make that very clear. This is going to be casual. And for the first time in my life, I actually fucking mean that. Like, I am at a point in my life where I'm doing so well on my own, and I'm not gonna fuck that up by getting, like, overly attached to somebody or something like that. And this is just, I don't know if this is gonna go anywhere. It's just gonna be hanging out with somebody new, and we'll see. At the same time, like, I feel like I'm ready to go on a date. I don't know. I feel like I'm ready to go on a date with somebody that I have something in common with. And before you get your panties all in a wad, like, hey, Cindy, I thought you said you were going to date for a year or two. Well, yeah, I did say that, and at the time, I was in shock.
That's me saying I'm taking a break from Chantal. That's me saying I'm taking a break from covering Foodie Beauty on my channel. And then y'all in the comments, I thought you said you were done reacting to Chantal. Ooh, too relatable. Except maybe with something a little less serious than, like, jumping into another relationship when I'm not ready. But so relatable. Sometimes your mind changes. Sometimes you have a change of heart, you know?
What was going on in my life, and I thought that's how long it would take me to feel ready. But it's been 3 months, and I don't know, I want to go on a date. I don't know, I'm human. I'm allowed to change my mind, and I'm allowed to make decisions for myself in my own life, and this is the decision that I'm making. I
do feel like she is already contradicting, though, the part where she was like, this is going to be something casual. Because she prefaced all of this with, like, oh, this is going to be casual. And then she brought up the people that were going to be, that she felt like were going to say, oh, this is too soon. I thought you were going to take a year. And now she's like, well, it's been 3 months and I'm ready. So, like, I feel like she's already trying to prep the audience to be okay with her being in a relationship again already. Which, like, whatever, girl. You don't have to prep me. You don't have to prep me, girl. It's your life. It's your life, your decisions. Whatever happens, happens, I feel like.
Not be the same as previous relationships, and I don't even know if this is going to be a relationship or what. Like, this is just a date, okay? This is just a date. So
she said this is going to be different than previous relationships, and then remembered she just got done saying that this was going to just be casual, not a relationship. So then she had to check herself on that and rephrase things again. Good. We're off to a great start, Cindy. Off to a great start.
It's going to be a good test for me to see how I'm doing emotionally, to see how I'm able to handle these kind of things. And I swear to God, if I feel any of those old BPD behaviors coming out, or if I feel like this is getting, like, too weird or really attached or anything like that, I will end it. I'm not going through that again. I'm not doing that again. But this is kind of, I guess, like me dipping my toe in the water of dating and seeing if I'm ready to do it or not. I don't know if I am, honestly, but I'm gonna find out. I have been asked out by at least
I feel like she's a little bit on the verge of tears. I don't know. I feel like, does anybody know, y'all avid Cindy watchers, is she currently in therapy? I feel like I've seen some videos where the titles like that just pop up because I am still subscribed to her. I feel like I see some videos, sorry, I have an itch on my foot. I feel like I've seen some videos that suggest that she's working through some, like, BPD, like, workbooks and stuff, but is she doing that in tandem with therapy, too? I don't know, I'm just curious.
A dozen different guys, and I am not saying that to brag. I'm saying that to illustrate the point that I did not take this lightly. This wasn't just like some rando that asked me out and I said yes because I'm desperate for a date. I am not desperate for a date.
Okay.
Like, I've learned that it's, like, super easy for me to get dates. Like, if I just wanted a body.
Y'all don't understand how easy it is for somebody like me to just get a date. It's super easy. I'm just so attractive and desirable. I feel like that's maybe not what she intended it to sound like, but that's kind of what it sounded like to me.
I could have just already been dating somebody weeks ago, but I just decided to say yes to this because this person seems really sweet and we do have a lot of stuff in common. So I thought, you know what, why not? Why not?
Why not?
I'm just going to give it a try. We'll see what happens.
Why not? Why not bedrooms, sunrooms, pools, and spas, you know?
But I am not interested in having anything, like, I feel right now, I feel very closed off in my heart. I feel that I really have walls up right now because I don't know if I'm 100% over the past, and I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to give to any new relationship, to be honest with you. But I'm just going to go out there and try it and see how it goes, and I will learn whatever I can from this experience. Whether I'm ready to date or not, I don't know yet. We'll find out. Part of me feels like I'm not but also I don't want to pass up an opportunity for somebody, you know, that I might be compatible with. I don't know. I'm in a place in my life where I feel like being very bold. I feel like going on adventures. I feel like trying new things. And so that's what I'm going to do for myself. So a couple more questions that I know you might have.
I mean, is potentially like intertwining your life with another human and like potentially bringing all your baggage into that human's life, like the new adventure we're talking about right now, like is doing all of that before you have fully like gotten to a place on your own that you feel like you're in a good place? Is that the kind of adventures we should be taking? I don't know. I'm also thinking about how she's like, oh, I want to go on adventures and travel, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And like when I left off with watching her, she was just like impulsively taking all kinds of like crazy trips, like cross-country trips. Meeting strangers from her like community to go on these trips with. There's this girly pop named Lodane that she's friends with, and she met up with Lodane, having never met her before, and was just like, all right, come on this trip to Atlanta with me, come on this trip to Colorado with me. And I'm just like, yeah, she got lucky because Lodane seems like a very chill, nice person. She also streams on Twitch, and I've like gone into her Twitch streams, and Lodane has come into my Twitch streams. Not like that I'm like friends with her or anything, but just like from my brief interactions, she does seem nice. So it's like good that Sydney found somebody that was like not a crazy person. But yeah, that's what I think of when she's like, I want to go on new adventures. Maybe she's grown a whole lot since then. Maybe those aren't the kind of like impulsive adventures she's talking about. Maybe the adventure she's talking about is just like getting into new relationships before she's maybe ready. That sounds like an adventure.
Am I going to disclose that I have BPD? Yes, absolutely. Okay. I always disclose that I have BPD on the first date with someone. First meeting, because that could be a deal breaker for people, and I don't want to like get involved with somebody and then find out 5-6 weeks down the line that, oh, by the way, I have BPD, and they're like, well, fuck that, I don't want to be with some crazy BPD bitch. So yes, I always tell them the first date.
Why do you talk about yourself like that? Like, I feel like that's not the best way, like, to talk about your mental health challenges and issues, to call yourself a crazy BPD bitch. That feels like you're projecting your own negative feelings about that, and it doesn't have to be that way.
It's a deal breaker. Secondly, yes, I'm going to disclose my YouTube channel, everything, right off the bat. So when Limbs and I started dating, I did not show him my YouTube channel for like 2 or 3 months.
She fully calls him Limbs. I really thought that was just what the subreddits called her, or called him, not her. Limbs. Oh my god. Also, I'm not convinced that he wasn't aware of her YouTube channel for 2 to 3 months, because I feel like while I was still loosely keeping up with the subreddit, that they suggested that he was like in her subreddits and knew way too much about her. But maybe I'm getting the lore mixed up. Like I said, I wasn't following closely during that time.
When we first started dating, and the reason was I was just like so desperate for him to like me that I was afraid if he saw what a fucking mess I was at that time when we got together, that he would run away and never come back. And that was a terrible mind frame and like mindset to be in going into a relationship, which, you know, obviously my mindset and my perception of that relationship basically destroyed it, because I was coming from that place of lack and desperation. And even though I really loved him, it was me. I was so insecure, and I was coming from such a place of insecurity that it just, no relationship could be sustained in that energy.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
But
I am curious, like, I've thought about this in the context of, like, other folks I've watched on Twitch, like, particularly Darlene Michaud, who actually, my very first video about Cindy also talked about old Darlene Michaud as well. And Darlene is, like, an older lady, and she was trying to date, and I think she lives in, like, Mississippi, and she's trying to date and find people, and she talked in some of her videos about how she purposely discloses that she does YouTube as well. And I'm just, like, I do think it's interesting. Like, I started dating Noel, honestly, around the time that I started I started dating YouTube, started doing YouTube. I probably made a few videos before I started dating him, but I was not I did not have, like, the channel that I have today. And I do wonder if I was on the dating scene, if that's something I would disclose immediately. I mean, I think you have to some extent, because also this is how Cindy makes money. Like, this and streaming on Twitch, just like I do. So I would guess that it would be so inauthentic for me to go on a date with somebody and you go through the normal small talk of, like, hey, what do you do for a living, and not share it. Now, I do understand why Cindy might be hesitant to do that, because she has some crazy videos of herself, in particular related to relationships she's been in, whereas, like, all I'm sharing is that I have a weird fascination with a woman named Amber Lynn on the internet, which, I don't know, might be a deal breaker for some people if I went on a date with them. So it is interesting dating as a YouTuber.
In such a different place now, where I'm like, anybody that I date in the future, I will let them know everything right
Let's
off the bat. Here is my
That's
YouTube
probably
channel.
For the best.
If you cannot, like, accept me for all that I am in the past and right now, then let's just go ahead and weed you out right now.
If you don't love me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best, I think is what she just said.
Because, like I said, I'm not coming from a place of desperation anymore. I'm coming from,
Good.
You know, in the future, if I do get serious with somebody, I want them to accept everything that I am, and I just want to come out and be honest right from the start.
Good.
And
because all of me loves all of you, or whatever John Legend said, I think.
That is not the mindset that I had when I started dating limbs, unfortunately. It is what it is at this point. But I have changed and grown a lot since then, and I'm just seeing this very differently now. Also,
I do vaguely recall that her relationship with Limbs, like, again, if I'm remembering the bits and pieces of lore that I either saw from my Twitch community or read on the subreddits, I do believe that, like, her relationship with him, at the very least, started out very toxic. Like, she, like, did a lot of the same behaviors that she did with her now maybe ex-husband. And so I could see her really trying to not repeat that again. I could see why she wouldn't want to repeat that again for a third relationship.
I'm in a place where I am very secure with myself now, and I know what I want, I know who I am, I know that I'm okay on my own, and I don't need anybody else in my life. And I feel like that's a much healthier way to go out into the world and to approach any new relationship, be it casual, serious, whatever. So anyway, that's just kind of what I have to say on the topic. We are going to be going out tomorrow, and I will let you guys know how it goes and all that.
Wait.
Of course, I'll be updated on all the details of my personal life. All right, that's what I do here. You know, I feel good about it. I feel a little nervous about it. I feel a little unsure about it. But I know that I'm going into this with a really healthy mindset and the ability to walk away if it doesn't work. And I think that's really the place that I needed to get to before I started seeing anyone.
Also, I think one of the videos she's already posted was the, like, get ready with me for the date video. And then another one is, like, a Q&A situation type of deal. I am getting ready to like, travel for, like, a week, so I won't be able to post, probably, content in real time. But if you would like, as I'm, like, trying to prepare for that, if you'd like me to film, like, the reaction to the Get Ready With Me, or you'd like to see that, too, I could probably, maybe, if I have time, try to film that, and if nothing else, I can schedule it to post, like, while I'm out and about, on my vacation.
I think putting some arbitrary amount of time on it was a mistake. And I tend to do that because I am getting much better with my black and white thinking, but I do still have areas where I do that. And that was one of those things where I was like, I will never date anyone for 1 year. Like, Cindy, you can't say things like that because you don't know how your life is going to go within the next year. But, you know, this is all a learning process for me.
I do think, in general, even people without BPD do make mistakes of, like, giving absolute things that they can't necessarily guarantee. I think we see that a lot if you're on my channel and you're familiar with my content. You see that a lot with, like, Amber Lynn and Chantal. And even me, like, even when I said I was never going to react to Chantal and Amber Lynn, I think that was back in 2020, I made that commitment, and obviously I didn't commit to that. And so anytime now that I'm like, I don't want to do Chantal content for a while, I just say I'm taking a break. And I think that that's a, like, much more feasible thing, because it leaves the door open for when inevitably I'm interested in doing it again. And I think in this case, it was clearly probably very difficult to be like for a whole year. But also, I'm like, you could do a whole year. You really could. There ain't nothing stopping you. If this man is somebody that's local and around and y'all are meant to be together, he'll be around in a year. I would think. I don't know. What are your thoughts about that?
And I'm just sharing everything that I learned along the way with you guys. So this is what I've learned. I feel like I'm in a really healthy, secure place within myself. I'm able to fulfill and validate myself, and I don't need anyone externally to do that for me. And I feel like, why not give it a try and just see how I'm feeling around this, see how I'm doing around this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna jump directly into the deep end, but I am gonna like stick my little toe in the water. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're going on a date. I would say it's a little bit further than dipping your toe in the water, but maybe not fully diving in the deep end.
I'll let you know if I get crazy. I'll let you know if I'm doing okay. I'll let you know whatever, because this is an experiment.
Let's go.
Somebody with BPD on my own for the first time in my life, trying to navigate the world from a much healthier perspective, from a much healthier mindset. This is an experiment.
I understand what she means by experiment. I also think it's fascinating to like experiment with like the real emotions of other people. Like when you involve dating another person and the other person's feelings and emotions in that. Like, you experimenting is kind of like, yikes bikes, for real. And then on top of that, if you are that man who she's going to share her YouTube channel with, if he like goes and watches this video and he finds out that he's just an experiment, also interesting, also interesting. But hopefully maybe that's a part of the conversation she has when she like discloses to him that she has BPD. I mean, that would probably be a really healthy way to approach it, to be like, hey, I have BPD. It can have an impact on my relationships with people. I'm working on it. Because of that, like, I want to make sure that we're taking things slowly, that this is casual, and if it turns into something more, then great, That's just me doing some basic coaching. I'm sure a therapist would have better advice or feedback to give about that.
And I am going to share the results with you, and I will let you know how it goes, and I'll let you know anything that I learn from the process. That being said, I have really got to go edit today's vlog.
Okay, let's get it done.
So we can make a Meatza. Really looking forward to that.
Look who I've got. Look at these.
Okay, all right. I'm so glad. She was getting a little bit of talking in circles at the end. Not that I can critique anybody for doing too much rambling, because you know that I do, but here are the dogs back from the groomers. Let's get to the Meatza. Because the Meatza is really the only thing left that I'm interested in this video, to be honest with you.
I finally got the dogs taken care of and settled, and now it's time to make a Meatza. I'm so excited for this. I am using a recipe.
Why does she... I thought maybe I forgot that she's kind of like one of those girlies that's like always sounds like she's on the verge of tears or sadness, even though she's clearly not. She's so excited about this Meatza, but it sounds like she's about to cry.
Honestly, I just googled Meatza recipe and picked the first one that popped up. It doesn't matter. Basically, all you're going to do is season some ground beef to your liking, spread it out in a crust-like shape on a sheet pan and bake it until it's done. Then we're going to top it with toppings and bake it till those are done. So it's super easy to do. If you're not doing like incredibly low carb like I am, you can add some like mushrooms, peppers, whatever you want on there if you're just doing regular low carb. I'm keeping this the lowest possible carb that I can. And the only thing non-carnivore I'm adding to the Meatza is just a thin layer of low-carb pizza sauce. So let's get started.
Obsessed with the concept of ground beef crust. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Like, sometimes I'm just like, how did I do keto for so long? It just really is wild. Although, I didn't do shit like that. I didn't do that. I did try to make some, like, lower carb crust before, with like cheese and almond flour and stuff. Like that's a very popular way to do a like low carb pizza. I was never making ground beef crusts for my pizzas.
Start off here with 1 pound of grass-fed ground beef. You can use any kind of ground beef you want to make a Meatza, but 1 pound works about perfectly. I'm going to wash my hands, and then we're going to season this shit up in a bowl. I think is probably going to be the easiest way to do it. We're going to season our meat crust with salt, pepper, oregano, garlic powder, and crushed red pepper flakes.
Okay.
All right, I do hope y'all can see this. I know it's dark in my kitchen, but I refuse to turn on that fucking fluorescent light, okay?
Unfortunately, I have a very clear picture, and I'm gonna get to see all of this just fine. Crystal clear quality.
If I have to bring supplemental light in, I will. But anyway, I am just gonna dump this pound of ground beef.
I love the word dump. On my Twitch channel, we watch a lot of dump and go crock pot recipes, and the word dump associated with food is just so appetizing.
To this glass bowl, and then we're going to add the seasonings, and we're going to mix it all up. So I'm going to start with a half teaspoon of salt, and yeah, I just get it right out of my salt shaker.
Let's fucking go. I don't give a shit either.
Salt in there, a half teaspoon of garlic powder. This is the most, like, actual cooking I've done in months, y'all, okay? I'm actually getting the spices out and shit. So don't worry, if there's a...
I love that that's the, like, actual cooking she feels like she's doing. I will say, I'm trying to think back to the things that I saw her cook in the past. She did a lot of air frying of meats, a lot of cooking of eggs and bacon. For a while, she was getting into grilling steaks on a grill. Like, that was, like, a big achievement for her when she left her husband, was, like, purchasing a charcoal grill or something like that and cooking steaks for herself. So it's just a lot of meat is what you need to know about what this girly pop is consuming. Just a shit ton of meat.
Any way to fuck this up, I'm sure I will do it.
Ooh, which, speaking of fucking shit up, I don't know if I'll be able to find the clip, but there was a clip going viral of her on TikTok of her just, like, absolutely fucking everything up in the kitchen. And so many of y'all tagged me in it, even though I wasn't actively covering her. And for that, I thank you. I appreciate y'all.
A half teaspoon of dried oregano. Gotta get that nice pizza flavor in there. I love oregano. Then we're gonna do a quarter teaspoon. I lost my lid. A quarter.
She's such a mess.
Teaspoon of black pepper. And a quarter teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes.
Let's go.
You know, this part's gonna be gross. Turn your head the way vegans.
I need
You're
to.
gonna want to watch me crush up this.
Wait, did she just tell vegans to turn their head away? Something tells me vegans are not watching any of your food content at this point. But let me go see if that's what she said.
It's gonna be gross. Turn your head the way vegans. You're not gonna want to watch me crush up this ground. Flesh with my hands, because that's what I'm about to do. Yummy.
I'm not vegan, and I don't even truly want to watch it either, to be honest.
So I'm just going to mix the spices in here the best I can with my hands. This is what I do when I make meatloaf, too. It's just so much easier to just get in there with your hands.
Just get in there.
In my opinion. It is great.
Do you make meatloaf often? You just said this is the most cooking you've done in a while, and I feel like meatloaf is just mildly a little bit more complicated than what you're doing here.
So I'll give you that. But honestly, you really need to season your meat for the meatza, or it's not gonna be
season your meat.
You know, you don't just want like a sheet of just plain meat with no seasoning. Like, that ain't gonna be good. At least put some salt and garlic powder, if nothing else. But I think the oregano and the red pepper adds a really nice flavor to it.
How do you know? Have you made this before? I thought she said she just found this recipe on the internet, on google.com. How is she acting like she knows what kind of flavor that's gonna give?
Powder, nothing else. But I think the oregano and the red pepper adds a really nice flavor to it.
The
you
zoom
can also
in.
add some minced garlic in here. Sometimes I'll do that. Or even some minced onion. When I used to just do low carb, I would add minced onion into the meat. And that made it really tasty. Okay.
She must have done this before, I guess. Maybe I just misunderstood her, because now she's given all these tips about what she used to do back in the day.
I think that's just about mixed up enough. I'm going to wash my hands, and then we'll move on to the next step. So I had to wash my hands just to get a pan out of the cabinet. But I didn't want to touch everything in my cabinets and stuff with my Meatza hands. So anyway, I'm just going to use
the Meatza hands.
Baking sheet. This is the only baking sheet I have, and it's one that my sister left here. So it's way too big for this. So I'm just going to do it like halfway.
Sure.
Your meat's going to shrink, okay? And also if you have parchment paper.
What do you know about your meat shrinking? Y'all familiar with having some meat shrinkage?
You could put parchment paper down, but I don't have anything like that. So I am just going to smash this meat into some sort of rectangular.
The zoom ins on her just like touching the meat and shit is giving some kind of like, are you doing for this? Is this somebody's kink?
Okay. And then we are going to bake this. Oh, yeah, and also I preheated the oven to 400 degrees.
Okay.
I got this song stuck in my head, and I just want to sing it so bad.
Sing
it's a ghost song. I cannot stop talking about them. I'm so sorry.
Sing it.
Shut up about ghosts, Cindy.
Sing it.
It's called Call Me Little Sunshine, and I've been listening to the song all day.
Sing it.
Out of my head. I'm still going through the Ghost discography. All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna do this, and I'm not putting anything down on the pan, and I've never had a problem with it sticking.
This is wild.
I use 80-20 ground beef, so it usually has enough.
This is so, it's literally just a slab of meat. A slab of pressed ground beef on a pizza sheet, on a cookie sheet.
Fat in it that it doesn't stick. I say that, and now it's probably gonna stick like hell.
Let's see.
We'll see. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to make this as thin as I can so I can get more toppings. I need more surface area for toppings. But just like when I make a meatloaf, like I don't ever grease the pan or anything, and I never have any problems.
Sure.
So I figure this should be similar. We shall see, y'all. It's been many years since I've made a Meatza. You will never walk alone. You can always reach me. I can't help myself.
Is that the song? Is that the Ghost?
I sang y'all a song in a vlog too, isn't it? We gotta bring back Cindy Sings in her vlogs, man.
Cindy, sing to me. Can I put in a request? Can you do Espresso? Can you do Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter? If not that, could you do Pink Pony Club by Chapel Roan? Would love.
Okay, y'all. I think this is about as thin as I'm gonna get it before it starts to get like holes in it. It's already starting to get some holes in it up here. So this is what we have. It went about 3.
She said I did everything I could to not touch this pan with my Meatza hands, and now I'm still touching the pan with my Meatza hands. But I guess like if she's putting it directly into the oven, then she'll probably cook off all the potential like food poisoning, meat contamination types of things. But I don't know. Why is she left? Why? Just go wash your hands. Don't touch the edge of it, because I feel like you've now entered contamination zone, potentially.
I'm going to say 3/4, but I think it's more than that. Down the pan. And it will shrink out probably to about like right there.
Okay.
That's alright. It'll be enough Meatza for me. Now I'm just waiting for my oven to preheat, and then we are going to put the meat sheet in the oven.
Not the meat sheet. Not the meat sheet. Get out of here.
About 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, the oven's preheated. So I'm just going to stick this sheet of meat right in there. And I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. And we're going to check it after 10 minutes. Now, just a note, I am not following the process from the recipe at all, because I know how to do this. I've done it before. She's doing all this fancy, like, transferring to different pans and shit. I'm not doing that. I'm just...
Not too much work for Miss Cindy. I also clearly did misunderstand. She clearly has made a Meatza before.
Gonna bake the meat sheet, and then we are gonna top it with toppings.
She gotta stop saying
that
meat
works fine.
sheet,
You don't have to do all the fancy shit if you don't want to. But I am using her list of ingredients because I think that those seasonings were really good. Now she also says you can use a rolling pin to roll out the meat. I think that's a really good idea, but I don't own a rolling pin, so I just had to use my clumsy ass fingers.
You got it.
It's been 10 minutes.
You gotta get them meat hands, girl. I understand. I got some meat hands myself.
So we're gonna open it up and check on our meat. Oh my god, it really shrank a lot. Here's how it looks. We got a nice square of meat. Hopefully you can see that.
And all that grease on the pan.
Cook it for a little bit longer. I think I'm gonna give it another 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay.
It does smell really good though, but it definitely shrank. That's alright. Okay, it's been in there for another like 4 minutes, and I think it is done, y'all.
Okay. It's sizzling.
Get out of here.
Girl, you better be also careful with all that grease on that pan. If she hurts herself, I swear to God. I swear to God, be careful, girl.
We got 1 meat sheet complete.
She says meat sheet one more time.
Wow, I was a poet and didn't know it. So here's what we're working with. All right, it doesn't look very pretty, okay?
Looks so yummy.
But it's going to be good. It smells delicious. Now we are going to top it with our mozzarella cheese first. Or actually, I'm going to put a layer of mozzarella. Then we're going to do a layer of pepperoni and diced ham.
Oh my God.
It's not focusing. Diced ham
Why
and pepperoni,
ham?
okay?
Why ham? Why are we doing ham?
I'm going to start with the mozzarella, and I am not going to be stingy with this either. Lots of cheese on this. Now,
She forgot the sauce! What makes this pizza then? The pepperoni and mozzarella?
Or if I had a rolling pin and I could have rolled this out thinner, like obviously it would be bigger. But since I am just doing this for myself, I don't really mind. This will probably make it
and I'm just like realizing she's gonna put this all in the oven again. She's gonna cook this all up again.
I mean, if you're like gonna feed a lot of people a Meatza, then you might want to use 2 pounds of meat. I don't know. It's really hard to mess this up. Just season some meat and roll it out. And put some cheese. Okay,
just season your meat and roll out your meat, and you'll have a meat sheet, and it's real easy. It's real easy.
I too much cheese for the first layer. Oops, I was just talking and cheesing. And then I am going to put on a layer of Hormel pepperoni.
I do love pepperoni.
Right on top here. Can't go wrong with pepperoni.
This is going to be such a calorie-dense meal. Like, the ground beef alone, and then all that cheese and pepperoni. Those are all three things that are, like, super calorie-dense. Let's go.
And I try to get the cheese all the way to the edge. You don't need, like, a crust hanging off, you know? It's all meat.
It's all
I'm doing
meat.
battle with the ham packaging, okay? I cannot get this shit open. I'm trying to cut it open, it just won't go. Let's see if the Cooking Network will give me a show. Cindy battles food in her incredibly dark kitchen.
She could go on, what's that show? Worst Cooks in America? She could do that. She could do that easy. She could do that easy.
Refuses to light properly. Damn it, ham! Open! What is wrong with you? Give me the ham! Alright, I just cut off the whole damn resealable part, and it's still not open. What in the literal fuck?
Oh my god, she is struggling.
The ham, okay, I got into the ham, but I had to cut, like, the package all the way off. Alright, I'll repackage it, whatever. Give me my ham. So now I'm gonna...
Girl, you're not even getting it on the pizza. Calm down.
Sprinkle some diced ham on the top. Let me know in the comments, do you like pineapple on your pizza? Because I freaking do. Maybe I'll make a ham and pineapple meatza. I don't know, pineapple probably got a lot of carbs in it.
I was gonna say, I feel like a pineapple situation type of deal does not make for a carnivore diet. I feel like that doesn't vibe with the challenge.
Alright, then we're gonna do another small layer of cheese. Small? I don't know. Light.
Work.
Now we're gonna do another light layer of cheese.
Work,
on our
diva.
Here, okay? And then this is mostly toppings. There's so many toppings.
This is crazy.
And I'm gonna put another layer of pepperoni.
The one layer of cheese on its own was one thing. To add another layer and more pepperoni, wild.
This is the triple meat meatza. Now, I did think about cooking up some bacon. Another thing that would be really good to put on here would be Italian sausage.
Sure.
And maybe I'll do that another time. We'll do like a bacon Italian sausage one. But right now, it's late. I'm tired. So I'm just doing pepperoni and ham from a package. It works, okay? I'll sprinkle some more ham on there.
This is crazy. It's so top heavy. What do you know about being top heavy? But there's so many toppings.
Pizza cutter? I do not think I even own a pizza cutter, y'all. So this is going to be tough to cut. A pizza cutter would be great. And then I'm going to put the rest of the cheese on top. It's just a mound of toppings.
That's like a mound of cheese. Did she use the entire packet of that cheese?
On top of ground beef, but it's going to be good. Alright, now I'm going to put this mess back into the oven for probably another, I don't know, I'll start with 5 minutes. The end result of the toppings is just a bunch of diced ham, pepper.
I can't imagine. It's also all still sitting in the grease on the pan. Like, you can see the grease from the ground beef just chilling there, coagulating on the pan.
Pepperoni and cheese. And now, I'm going to put this in the oven until the cheese is melted and the toppings are heated. So I'm going to start with 5 minutes, and then we'll check it and see. And as the chef, if you're the one cooking the pizza, you get to steal a few pepperonis. It's been 5 minutes, so let's check on the pizza.
Just like, I feel like this almost doesn't even need any additional commentary from me, because just the repeated use of the words meat sheet and meatza over and over and over again is just wild. Like, this is not real. Like, meatza is not a real word.
Oh boy, some smoke came out of the oven. I've lost my pot holders. Where are the pot holders? I lost the pot over there.
Such a mess.
I found the pot holders.
Let's go.
Okay. Oh my god, look at that.
Oh,
you know what? I think, can you see
it looks so heavy. It looked like she was struggling to hold it up with just one hand.
Can you see it? Ow, that's hot. I think I'm going to broil it for like 1 minute. All right, I'm going to turn this to broil just for a minute or two to really like melt that cheese on top. And I'm going to like, let's just scoop this. Let's just make sure this is right under that broiler there. Just broil that shit. I'm going to leave the door open so I can monitor this situation.
What?
I don't want to burn my cheese. Burnt cheese is gross.
No, girl, just close the door. You're wasting so much heat and energy. Just close the oven door.
This is burnt cream cheese that you scrape off the pan after you cook jalapeno poppers. Now that shit I can get behind. I don't know why I don't do it.
Oh gosh, I did have a little bit of a cough there, but combined with the laugh about her scraping off the burnt cream cheese from the jalapeno poppers, stunning.
Now it's all bubbly and like brown. Okay. That's just how I like it. All right, here is the final product. Now don't pay attention to all the burnt shit all around it.
Yeah, what a fucking mess. What a fucking mess.
Look at the Meatza itself. Look at its beauty. All right, I'm gonna let it cool.
Sure.
Then I'm gonna cut it and put it on a plate and then
Sure.
later, I swear. I just realized I forgot to put the sauce on it. I was just sitting there thinking about all the ingredients and like how I would write that out, and I was like, oh shit, I completely forgot the sauce. So
just use the sauce as a little dip on the side. Use it like a little marinara dip on the side.
You know what? This is a completely carnivore Meatza. We did not put any plant matter on this Meatza, okay? I hope it's still gonna be good. So ideally, you should put a thin layer of low-carb pizza sauce on before you put the cheese and toppings. But silly me, I just completely forgot. And I bought that pizza sauce, so I guess that means I'm gonna have to make another Meatza another day.
Damn.
And I think when I do that, I'm gonna do Italian sausage and bacon, just to mix it up. All right, y'all, since I don't have a pizza cutter, I'm just gonna use a regular old knife.
Ooh.
And I am going to hold this pan here, and I'm gonna try to cut this into 4 slices. I still cannot believe I forgot the sauce. I made the whole big deal of buying the special sauce, and then I didn't even use it. That's okay, I still think this is gonna be fucking delicious. Look at this. Okay, well, I'm fucking it up, but you know, you get the idea. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. That is beautiful. Oh my god. Do you see that? Hopefully that's focusing.
You have an interesting understanding of the word beautiful. Like, fascinating use of the word beautiful, for sure.
Look at that. Alright, I'm gonna put this on my plate, y'all, and we're gonna go try it. Oh my god, y'all, I am literally starving, and this smells and looks so good. So I'm gonna get a big ass bite here and try it. Oh my god, y'all, that is so freaking delicious.
So good.
Even if you're carnivore, I would recommend doing this without the sauce. Like, this is completely carnivore pizza. If you are craving pizza and you're on the carnivore diet, man, make some of this. It is delicious without the sauce.
That is not pizza. I'm sorry. As somebody who has tried and tried and tried all kinds of like low carb alternatives, they're never as good as the real thing. Not to bring you down, but ain't no way that's giving you the same satisfaction that an actual piece of pizza would. But live your truth, girl.
Low carb. Add the sauce. All right, y'all, so I'm about to chow down on this, and I'm going to wrap up the vlog here. Oh, no, I got to do questions and answers. Hello, Cindy from the future, back again.
I don't know what question and answers are, but I think we're good. I think I've seen everything I want to see, so we're going to end it there, besties. There's only like a minute and a half left. I guess I could have kept going, but this is already a very long video, very long reaction. Yeah, let me know what you might, if you want to see another Cindy thing. I'm always trying to, you know, pop out and do other stuff, and it has been a long time since I watched anything Cindy related, and I do get requests quite often for people to ask me to check back in with her. I can't promise that, you know, we're going to be heavily invested in what she's doing over there unless she just, like, continues to post crazy Meatza recipes. But I'm happy to check in from time to time occasionally as it fits in with the other content on my channel. I also am getting ready to go on a vacation that is like a week-long one, so I am gonna see if there's some ways that I can get some content like pre-recorded and filmed for you all, so just stay tuned, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And you can go catch up on stuff on my Twitch re-upload channel, you know? Lots of options for content, but otherwise, regardless, I will eventually come back from vacation. I love you all so much. If this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Make sure to leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media. I love you all so, so much, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!